Hey, good morning. So you ever feel tempted to quit? Just give up, just say screw it, why bother? I know I sure have. If you've ever felt the desire to just want to just say screw it, you know what? Why even bother doing all this? Like for a lot of different areas in my life. But yesterday was one of those struggles. I didn't really want to work out. I was having a struggle just in the business. Coaching had a lot of things on my plate, and I was like, you know what? Sometimes why bother? Like, why do it? And I want you to know that the devil doesn't want you to know the cost of quitting. And they definitely, I say they, because I like to think that there's more than one devil, but there's lots of, you can call it what you want. Call it the devil, call it the enemy, call it whatever it is you want to call it. But the devil doesn't want you to know that there's a cost, the significant cost. And I just want to share with you one instance about giving up or about quitting. The devil wants you to know that it doesn't want you to know what it actually is going to cost, because I think what happens is when the devil has its way with you, it doesn't really have to work so hard. And any and every possible outcome you can think of when it comes to quitting, you think of, okay, well, it's just easier to quit. Why don't I just give up? Why do I even bother? Let's just talk about weight loss, since it's something that I talk to people on a regular basis about. And a lot of times it's, hey, I've quit on myself. Why bother doing this? I'm getting older. It's just getting too hard. You know, why don't I just deal with the way I am? I know God loves me no matter what. And that's very true. He does. But I also think sometimes the devil likes to use that as well, because maybe you deep down inside know you're not your best. You don't feel your best. And whether you have strong faith or not, and let's just say you do have strong faith. I talk to a lot of believers, a lot of Christians out there who believe in God and have strong faith, which is amazing, and it definitely helps in your journey. But I also think that sometimes that can actually get used against you in a sense where, hey, since God loves me, I might as well just not, might as well just live life the way it is and, not worry about my health, since he loves me no matter what I look like, which is very true. But also believe God gave you one life and one body to go through life with. And I would imagine he probably doesn't want you to limit yourself, so to speak, to limit the possibilities. Maybe your purpose and plan is being constrained right now because the enemy is using giving up, using quitting as a way to get to you. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'll tell you what, it's definitely a struggle. I felt, in this line of work that I do where, it's helping people get off a weight loss journey, helping people get healthy. Sometimes people that have been struggling for their entire lives. And I'll just be kind of completely open and transparent with you for a moment. There's times where I just feel like I just want to quit. And in fact, when I had a gym back 5 years ago, there was a moment I actually took a year off where I said, maybe this is just not something that I should do. Maybe I should just quit doing this. Maybe I should just quit helping people. It seems like more and more people that I connect with, there's more and more people who just don't want to get better, who just don't want help, who just don't want to improve their lives. They say they do, but they don't. And I think sometimes, and I'm not calling anybody out, I'm calling the enemy out to say that I think the enemy loves to persuade you into believing it's just easier to quit. But what is the repercussions on quitting? Think about that for a moment. Let's just put it into real perspective. What if I say quit on my marriage, which is not happening? But let's just say people that quit on relationships or quit on their marriage. Guess what? You give up a lot. There's a lot that you have to realize that you're going to give up, and things that are not going to go really too well for you. And I know, because I've seen broken marriages, I've seen divorce, I've seen, relationships that end. And I talk to a lot of people that I worked with, a lot of women too, primarily, who are either not in a relationship anymore or, divorced or what have you. And I know, now I'm not saying that you've quit on that, but I'm saying there is something somebody gave up on one side, regardless of what that looks like. And there's repercussions, right? So you give up. Let's just say you're struggling on your weight loss journey, kind of like, say you're struggling with losing 40 or 50 pounds. and you quit. Well, it's easy. The enemy wants you to quit. It's much easier to think about, oh, well, I'll just go back to my old ways. I'll just go. Why bother? It's like, hey, no big deal. I'm doing okay. Hey, what if I go on medication? No big deal. What if I can't enjoy time with my family as much, or maybe be as active? I could sit on the sidelines. I could be the one taking the pictures. The enemy wants you, the devil wants you to believe that that's a better option. And it's a much easier option. So being persuaded into just quitting is definitely the way he wants you to go, because when you win, when you get healthier, when you get stronger, maybe from the mindset and from the inside out, the enemy doesn't have a hold on you that way. And let's just put it into perspective with regards to your physical health. Do you realize when you don't quit on yourself, the potential that you have? Think of what's to come potentially in the future, building a stronger self-respect, building a stronger body, building a stronger immune system, building stronger relationships. When you're more confident in yourself, you're more confident in the relationships that you're in. There's just no doubt about it. I mean, that's part of why I believe my wife and I have such a strong relationship, is not just the physical part, but having strong confidence in each other and in ourselves. It's helped. So I want to encourage you not to quit. I want to encourage you, if you're thinking about quitting is natural, that kind of thought process is natural. And I want you to say, the more and more you think about quitting, I want you to think about the outcomes of that and what the repercussions of quitting. Let's just say you do quit on another diet. Let's just say you don't work out today. Let's just say you just say, screw it. Why bother? It is what it is. I hear that often. It is what it is. Yeah, life is what it is. I guess I'll just be overweight and out of shape and unhealthy the rest of my life. It is what it is, right? I guess you can do that. It's certainly your option and your choice, right? The good news is you have the choice to quit. The better news is that you have a choice not to quit. And that's my question to you. My question to you is are you going to quit? Before you say yes or no, and this is a hypothetical, so just think about that for a minute. If you're thinking about quitting, I want you to realize the things that you might be quitting on, the things that you might be giving up on. And I want to encourage you to, before you do say, yes, I'm going to just quit, I want you to also think to yourself for a minute. Maybe you need to write this down on a piece of paper. On one side, well, what happens if I quit? You can write all the outcomes if you quit. And then what happens if you don't quit? I like to think about that, because when I thought about quitting and actually even gave up this whole coaching fitness thing, this is back before I went online, when I sold the gym and I gave it up and almost went into ministry. And I basically did go into ministry. It's just a little different version of that than what I thought I was going into. But when I was giving it up, and I wasn't thinking about the lives that that God could use me to help change. I didn't think about the enormous impact of people that I can have with a team of people, and even doing this online. I wasn't thinking of any of those things. I was just thinking about giving up. I was just thinking about quitting. I was like, hey, it's just easier. Forget working with people. Forget trying to help people get on a healthier path. Why bother? I'm just being completely transparent with you here for a minute. But now that I actually didn't quit, now that I realized God's purpose and plan for me about 5 years ago was actually to stay in the line of work that I've been in for 20-something years, and to not give up on my profession as a coach and a weight loss specialist and an exercise specialist, and not give up on the goodness in people and the reality that regardless of how many people don't take action on their health, there's going to be some of you who do, and there's going to be some of you who do need help, and there's going to be some of you who seek out help, and there's going to be some of you who invest in yourselves and invest in me. And that enough is just for me to be thankful and grateful to God for me focused on him, but also to focus on not quitting. And my encouragement to you is, if you've been struggling for a long time, if you've felt like giving up, if you felt like quitting on yourself, I want to tell you, you got to look at both. You got to look at both outcomes. You got to look at the outcome on quitting. And can I get deep with you just for a minute or two? I'm going to get deep with you for a minute or two. And this is getting me a little emotional. And I just kind of wear that on my sleeve. So I'll tell you what, I didn't think I was going to do this. You know, when I see, and I've seen people giving up, and I've been a part of it, and I've been around people, and I've had family members, and I've had friends of friends, and my kids have had friends of family members who've given up completely, given up on their lives, like completely given up, taken their life. Now, I don't know why I'm going this deep a level, and I hope if you guys can just bear with me for a minute, is when you quit on life completely. And I feel that there's more and more people, and I know the world is in a bad place, and I know it can be hard to manage. And I know it can be hard and overwhelming to some extent, maybe overwhelming because you have to deal with all of the world and all of what's going on inside of your brain, right? And, you know, when I see people giving up, not just on their bodies, on their health, on their fitness, on maybe relationships, but then I see that next level. I see that there's a trend. What happens is people give up on and they quit on things in life, and they quit and they quit. And sometimes it gets to an extreme where they quit on their life. And that's a hard thing. And people to quit. And you think of the repercussions when you quit on your life. And I've seen families get ripped apart. I've seen children who've lost family members, particularly fathers, honestly. I know for a fact more than a handful of dads who've taken their own lives over the years. And some are my kids known. And again, I don't know the reasons why. I just know that they decided to quit. And there's no going back. The good news is, well, let's get away from that because it's a little dark. But the good news is, outside of that extreme, even if you've quit on your health, even if you've maybe quit on diets and quit on weight loss, quit on fitness journey, quit. Maybe you've messed up so many things in the past. There may be things you can't change, but you're still here. You're watching this message. You're still here. You still have today. You still have potentially tomorrow if you don't just quit. The good news is, even if you've quit on yourself and you're still here and you're still alive and you still have a breath in your lungs, you still have a heartbeat, God still has a purpose and a plan for you. In fact, I want to tell you, He has a big plan and purpose for you. How do I know that? Because I know He does for me too. And if you have trust and faith in God, and even if you're not too sure about that whole thing yet, maybe you don't understand all of what's going on or why God has all the bad things that happen in the world. I don't understand either, but I do know for a fact that He's going to use it to drive more purpose into your life, so long as you don't quit. Like, here's the good news that I know about my God, and if you believe in God as well, is that He doesn't quit on me. And that in itself, just to know that God will never quit on you, that should be the assurance for you to never want to quit on yourself. Can I get an amen there? Listen, I hope this daily dose, we can call it a daily dose, but I hope this daily dose, this of encouragement helped you understand that I just want you to know that this guy right here is not quitting. I'm not quitting on you. Please don't quit on yourself. Now, if you feel like giving up, you feel like you have no direction, you have no plan, you have no accountability, no support, this could be the message you need to hear before you quit again on yourself, to say, I need to be around a coach. I need to be around somebody that can help me so that I don't quit on myself. Listen, all it takes is a little bit of faith, right? Mustard seed faith. If you have a little bit of faith, forget what's all the other stuff that's maybe trying to, the enemy and the devil's trying to take you out. You need to do yourself a favor. Get yourself around people who are going to build you up and encourage you. And I'm just letting you know right now, I'm not quitting. So I hope you don't quit either. And listen, if you like this message, but you feel like you're on the verge of quitting, reach out to me, send me a message. Let's discuss. Let's see if my program, you guys have been hearing me. Some of you have been listening and still failing to take action. You're still, every day you get up, you say, I'm going to try harder. I'm going to try harder. You're going to pull up your bootstraps. And you know what? Trying harder isn't working. You're 56 years old and you're still 50 pounds overweight. It's not working. That's my point. Again, here's the thing. Sooner or later, you're just going to quit and just give up. And I hope you don't, because there's coaches like me who are out there waiting for more of you to say, yes, I need help. All you do, send me a message with the little hand emoji. I need help. Please help me. Take care. God bless.